How's it going, guys? Football-ManagerYouthDevelopment.co.uk here. In today's episode, I'm going to show you 3 ways how I look for loan players when I'm playing as a non-league team on Football Manager. Just before I get into this video, I just wanted to say I've just launched a mailing list on my website. The idea behind this is so that I can send you guys as many Football Manager guides and tips and information as I possibly can via email. In the link of this video, you will see a link to my sign up page. Basically what I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to be creating an email maybe once every couple of weeks, and what it'll be, I'm going to have some exclusive information on there, just sort of like tips and guides and things like that, but I'm also just going to send you links to my YouTube videos and also all the sort of articles and blogs that I write on my website as well. Okay, so just before I start this video, I just want to say that this video is going to be for beginners of Football Manager. So obviously when you are playing Football Manager, you can go to the scouting screen, go to all known players, go to show filters and have a look for realistic regular loans. That's going to be a good way to obviously get players for your non-league team on loan. As you can see here, there's like 4,000 players, and you know, I don't necessarily want to be trawling through like 4,000 players. You could probably sort it by player value just to have a look at some of the better players. But what I want to show you in this video is just some really quick ways just to get as many scout reports as possible for various different players. So a good thing to do, guys, if you go to any particular nation, I'm going to go to Italy, for example. If you go to clubs and then go to list, what you can basically do, you can select particular leagues. So my club currently is in Syria CC, which is this one here. I do tend to just have a look at the top 2 divisions. If I'm managing in England and I'm a non-league team, what I would probably do is just have a look at championship level. But basically what you do, you just sort it by their reputation rating. If you right click on the team, get team report, and basically just do this for like every single team basically, so you get a team report. What I'm going to do, I'll just flick forward a few days just so you can see exactly what information you do get once you do get this team report. Okay, so it literally only takes like a day or 2, but as you can see, the biggest team in the whole of Italy, Juventus, what it does, it gives you a scout report like this. So I mean, obviously I'm never going to be playing Juventus, so I'm not particularly interested in that, but what I am interested in is the next news item, and it says Juventus players available for loan. And as you can see here, what it does, it gives you a pretty detailed report on all the players that Juventus have got. Now, the good thing about this, as you can see at the top, it says the following players are willing to join Gargano on loan. So obviously you're not completely wasting your time in having a look for players that are just simply not interested in joining your team. What this is pretty good for, so obviously it gives you pretty much instant scout reports, so you're not exactly waiting for, you know, like loads and loads of reports to come through. You can see that this guy here, for example, obviously I don't know a lot of information about him at the moment, but I do know that my scout rates him as a 3.5 star current ability, so he's bound to be pretty good. What I would probably do at this point is just go to assign scouting pool, maybe just do it for like a couple of weeks or something like that, and then that should enable you to get a decent scout report on the player. But the good thing about using this method, guys, is that it's really quick, and you can also just keep flicking through all the players. Obviously we're mainly just having a look at the current ability of the players, but it's a really quick way to have a look at some really decent players for your non-league team. So the second tip and another way to try and find loan players to join your club is to have a look at the league that you're managing in. You can go up to news and then have a look at the transfer rumours. There's going to be other teams in your league that are going to be going for players on loan. So for example, this club here, they're going for this 18-year-old guy on loan from Inter Milan. So what you can basically do, you can right click on the players, scout in, and just get a really quick scout report. Obviously you can have a real quick look at the players just to see what you think of them, but the fact that another team in your league is going for this player must mean that he should probably be pretty much good enough to play for your team as well. What can sometimes be a good thing to do, so you can actually flick through all the different leagues as well. If you did go to the league above, I mean, unfortunately in the Italian leagues there's pretty massive gap from Serie B down to Serie C, but for example, if you have a look at the league above. Like this guy here, for example, might be worth just scouting, just so that you can have a look and just see how good he is. You can see that he's probably going to be fairly decent. He's worth like £800,000, and he's earning like £5,500 a week, which is obviously going to be well out of my price range. But this is quite a really quick way just to have a look for some additional players that might want to join your club on loan as well. The third thing that I do quite often as well is to go to Director of Football. So to get there, you go to Transfers on the left hand side, click on Director of Football, go to Suggest Transfer Targets. I use this one pretty much if I'm like really desperate, so I'll click on Loan here, go to Not Set. Oh, actually, you have to select a position. So if I go for a right back, for example, and then I click on Suggest, what this will do, it will show you their current ability. The only bad thing I don't necessarily like about this is that it actually shows you players that aren't actually interested in joining your team, which is to me a little bit of a waste of time. But sometimes this does chuck up some fairly decent players. Obviously I am managing in like lower leagues, so these players don't look very good, but they are actually going to be pretty decent for my team, considering the level that I am managing at. But that's another pretty decent way to look for some other players as well. So just another really quick tip just for beginners when you're trying to find some players to join your club on loan if you're managing a non-league team. So obviously, like I mentioned earlier, there's over like 4,000 players here that have been found in the search results that probably want to join me. What's going to be quite a good idea, because your team's going to have absolutely no money at all, you can go to Contracts here, select Wage, and what you want to do is just look for a maximum of, say, like $250 per week. And what can be a good idea, if you go to your finances, go to your wages, and then if you have a look at the maximum wage that you can offer to players. So in this particular case, it's going to be $1,500 a month. So what I would probably do is go to like £1,000 maximum a month in terms of players that I'm actually looking for. So if I put it to £1,000 a week, it's not taken too many players off, but obviously the more that you kind of go down the list, you can find some really cheap players. So that there's like over 3,500 players where their wage is only £250 a week here. Obviously I do need to scout a lot of these players just to find out about them, just to see actually how good they are, but it can be a pretty decent way to find some additional players to join your team as well. And the good thing is, obviously the wages of these players are going to be really cheap. Okay, so I'm going to call this the end of the episode. If you do have any further ideas or ways to find some good players on loan for your non-league team, please do leave your comments below. As I mentioned in the description for this video, I've left a link to my sign up page on my website for the mailing list. And yeah, we'll be back very, very soon for some more Football Manager videos. Thanks for watching.